This is CES MMA.
Scott,
Three 5-minute rounds.
This one's going to be fun. These two haven't taken their eyes off each other.
It was heated at the weigh-ins yesterday.
Yes, it was.
Let's just turn around and say the feeling out process might have already happened at the weigh-ins yesterday.
Here we go, round number one. GEMIYALE Adkins in the black with the gold. Mike Campbell in the black trunks.
Nice rear leg kick right to the head right away from Campbell.
Great start for the Beast. Adkins has some nifty head work.
Both guys are good,
pedigree.
working some feints and working some angles. Mike's a lefty, so he's going to keep pulling to his left. Again with the rear leg kick, straight left hand behind it. Nice counter by Adkins.
Adkins trying to go upstairs, trying to land some haymakers early on against Campbell.
And Campbell came right underneath him very well. Nice to the body. Very tough kick that lefty fighter puts their rear leg in your body. That's your liver. That hurts. Nice stuff for the takedown by Campbell. Still looks like Adkins is starting to. He's switching from the double leg to a single. It looks like he's going to make that switch. And Campbell's doing a good job of pulling his arms up all the way out. He's no longer in trouble from the takedown, and he reversed him well. A little head bump there, and they're both out. I'd like to see Campbell start there is what I'm looking for is the jab. Trying to keep that jab pumping and set distance. And at the same time, you're going to see Adkins with continued good head movement to try to work his way inside. Campbell looking to shoot that time.
Campbell thought about the takedown, almost caught a left hand on the way out. Adkins is definitely elusive, to say the least.
And he's very light in his feet, and he's comfortable, and he's relaxed in there. So, it's makes for a long night for both guys. Adkins guy has 10 pro fights to his credit. Again, not his first rodeo, so he's been here before.
And certainly, as we mentioned, used to fighting at heavier weight classes, coming down to 155, per the advice of trainer Greg Jackson, who told him he could be a world champion at 155 if he made the cut. And now he's trying at least to make his mark right away. And like I said earlier on, not tiptoeing in the 155, just busting through the door against Mike Campbell, taking a real tough test early on.
Again, Mike started at 170 and then dropped down to 55, and you're 100% right. Mike's top of the food chain at 155. For non-signed fighters, I'm quite sure.
2.5 to go in round number one.
That's why CES grabbed him up as fast as they could. Attempted takedown by Adkins that was fought off very well by Campbell.
Yeah, Campbell's done a nice job fighting off those takedowns, keeping the fight standing up where he's certainly more comfortable than he would be on the ground, though his jiu-jitsu has improved recently, as has his wrestling by working with Brennan Ward, who we saw earlier tonight.
Right.
And that's one great fighter to learn from if you want to polish up your wrestling. 2:20 to go.
Nice inside leg kick by Campbell.
Campbell working those leg kicks efficiently in round number one.
Double jab by Campbell as he's drifting off, followed by that head kick that has been landing. That one was partially blocked, but that has been right on the money. It's been right where it needs to be. If Adkins' hands aren't there, that's going right on his neck. So both fighters, credit to Mike for good placement and Adkins for defending it very well.
Yeah, you definitely want to see more of those jabs from Campbell to set up those kicks.
Exactly, and then you saw Adkins' head movement. Fantastic head movement right there. That's a nice little pivot off a slip. It looks like he's done some boxing of his own.
Campbell's actually expressed a desire to box professionally, which may come at some point later in his career, but for now he's in the cage.
Oh, Campbell almost walked into a rear leg kick there. There's the jab. Both fighters trading jabs, just a bit short right now. Mike Campbell throws that knee as he comes in, and two looping left hooks by Adkins.
Yeah, nice head movement by Campbell to get away from those shots.
And if you watch, when Campbell jabs, Adkins dumps his head down almost to allow Campbell to punch him at the top of the head. If he came back with an uppercut, if Campbell sees that, you're going to see the straight right hand left uppercut come from that. Good straight jab there, and you see Adkins slowly moving away from that jab. That's it. The object here when a left-handed fighter is fighting an orthodox fighter is you want to battle for your outside foot. Whoever has their foot outside the other fighters has the best angles.
Adkins trying to charge in after that leg kick by Campbell. Campbell's shown exceptional quickness early on. Both fighters really have, Scott.
They both have great head movement. They both have good feet. And you can see their striking is very technical. No one's throwing crazy, wild punches. They're straight punches. They're well-placed punches and kicks. A head kick of Atkins' own coming there just short.
Campbell's doing a nice job of landing that one kick and getting out of it quickly.
Absolutely.
And those points will add up. Closing seconds of round number 1. Mike the Beast Campbell, GEMIYALE Adkins. And right now, Scott, I think you give the edge slightly to Mike Campbell based off those leg kicks. That was really the difference.
Yeah, and again, it's definitely your prerogative as a judge, your perspective as a judge on how you score that. Rounds like those, if you told me they went to one fighter or the other, it's very hard to argue because it was such a highly contested round.
All right, now it's the the lightweight class. Mike Campbell, GEMIYALE Adkins. Later on tonight, we're going to see Dave Bautista make his mixed martial arts debut. Dave, of course, is a 6-time WWE champion.
Is he going down to 55 too?
Probably not. Maybe plus or minus 100 pounds. And Bautista, also the star of the Universal Pictures film, The Man with the Iron Fist, which comes out November 2nd in theaters worldwide. I know I'll be there day 1, and maybe you'll join me, and you'll wear the 3-piece suit again.
If you're buying, baby, I'm in.
I'll buy the popcorn. How's that?
If this continues to go, never mind the night of fights, this particular fight, of course, these guys here pretty much felt each other out, touched each other up a few times, and now you'll see the pace pick up even more so than the first round, if that's possible.
I agree. I think they're going to see things get a little bit more fast-paced, if you will, in round number 2, and I expect to see Mike Campbell come out and be the aggressor early on.
Straight left hand that rocked him there a little bit. Double jab. You see Campbell's hands are really working now.
Caught a big left from Atkins.
Yes, he did. He caught a right-left combination, and he keeps moving. Campbell looking to keep that jab, keep sticking that jab.
That's the one thing. The more you stay close, the more chances you have of absorbing those counter punches.
A little more head movement for both fighters. It behooved them both.
Nice leg kick. Knocks Atkins off balance momentarily. That's been the big difference, Scott.
And you just saw right there, yep, absolutely, I have to agree. You just saw where they stepped on each other's foot. That's what happens when you have a southpaw and an orthodox fighter fighting. Those feet get tangled up. You see it in boxing all the times. Sometimes it's ruled a knockdown just because of that. You know, they right in the middle of an exchange, fighters trip over each other's foot.
That does happen a lot. And sometimes you get those accidental headbutts because of the same thing, both fighters coming in at the same time.
Exactly correct, and that's why you see where Adkins just did what you were talking about. He dropped his head to come in, and normally if a fighter stood there, you're talking about an accidental headbutt.
Atkins losing his balance, trying the high leg kick.
And Campbell very, very smart, relaxed, let him get right back up because this is where he likes to fight. He feels he's winning the fight from up here.
And so far, I agree that's been the case. 1.5 minutes into round number 2 of this lightweight battle.
Well, somebody needs to be more active right now, including Mike Campbell. A couple more combinations. He's throwing one punch. I'd like to see 3 or 4 punches, a 5-punch combination by either fighter right now.
I agree. I think he's certainly wary of Atkins' ability to counterpunch, which could come into play. But his jabs have definitely kept him at bay thus far. I think that's what Campbell has to stick to.
Well, if you watch, Mike Campbell is snapping that jab from his hip. It's a little snap jab is what it's called. And he's right there it is again. It's a low jab. Nice double left hand.
The big double left. Atkins now charging forward, trying to respond.
Rear leg kick. They clinch up, and Mike throws him off very well. There's the jab. Nice. That's the combination.
Nice job.
Double jab, right cross, left hook.
Mixing up both the punches and the kicks from Mike Campbell. It's been effective thus far.
That 4-punch combination was exactly what I'd like to see from either fighter more often. Straight left hand by Campbell.
The thing about Mike Campbell, he doesn't script it. He'll either sometimes come in with a jab or sometimes he'll go right to the straight left. It's hard to predict where he's going to come from when he's attacking you in the stand-up game. That's what makes him so tough to defend.
Both gentlemen, good exchange there and good head movement. And you're right, Mike. When Mike does that, it makes him very hard to defend.
2 minutes to go in round number 2.
Both those punches.
A jab catches
scored,
Atkins. Yep. Campbell been very methodical thus far in this fight.
And if you watch, he's doing most of this backing up. He's totally counter-punching right here. He's trying to have Atkins overcommit to something, into Mike's credit, he's jabbing going backwards, and then he's gone.
That's certainly how he caught Mike Madrano when they fought at Twin River in the rematch.
Exactly. Madrano came in and actually his momentum added a lot of power to that punch that Mike threw. And Mike has a lot of power to begin with.
Just over a minute to go in round number 2. This fight has primarily been in the stand-up position. Both fighters willing to exchange, but they are picking their spots as well.
Yeah, picking their spots would definitely be a good way to put it. You know, I would prefer they didn't pot shot as much.
Sure.
Pick your spots with combinations. Pick your spots with 4 and 5 strikes to them. And when either fighter has done that, they've scored very well.
Once again, we're here live from the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence, Rhode Island on DirecTV pay-per-view. Real Pain presented by CES MMA in association with June Entertainment. Right now,
was a nice straight right hand by Adkins.
Right now, you're watching Mike the Beast Campbell, GEMIYALE Adkins. Campbell in the black trunks.
Nice combination. Rear leg kick, straight 1-2 for Mike Campbell.
Well, that was pretty by Mike Campbell. Great way to close it out, too. He's got 30 seconds. If he unloads here a bit, can certainly swing the momentum going into that 3rd round.
There was another double left hand. That's something I'd be very underutilized. I'd actually, if Adkins threw a double right hand against the southpaw, it's something that's also very underutilized. I really like that double right hand against a left-handed fighter, and vice versa.
Final seconds of the 2nd round. Mike Campbell, GEMIYALE Adkins. And there's the bell. And Scott, I gotta say, we talk so much about GEMIYALE Adkins and his head movement, but Mike Campbell's head movement's been as good, if not better, in this fight.
I gotta be honest, both of them have great head movement right now.
All right, we're gonna take a look once again, Scott, at UFC veteran John Doomsday Howard warming up in the locker room as he prepares for his bout against Brett Chisholm.
You can just see Dooms, he's nice and relaxed. There's a good rear leg kick, and good pad work with his guys. He's just doing enough to break a light sweat, couple of deep breaths, and relax.
If anybody knows how to get ready for a fight, it's a veteran like Doomsday Howard, who's been in so many big fights throughout his career. 4-3 in 7 bouts under the UFC banner, and so far 3-0 since the company released him, and looking to make his way back. One of the things that John Howard did say was that he wouldn't rush his way back in, Scott, even if he got the call tomorrow.
He's very happy here at CES, and
might
would
not
love
jump
to have
back
him.
in. Yeah, well, we're going to see him later on tonight, but before we do, we're going to get into the 3rd and final round of this lightweight battle between Mike the Beast Campbell from Providence, Rhode Island, and GEMIYALE Baby Hercules Adkins from Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, which has developed some of the best boxers in years past. And right now,
it makes you wonder why Adkins isn't the southpaw.
Interesting, right?
Final round.
Now the pace is picked up. Both fighters are exchanging really well. Nice 1-2 rear leg jab. Mike was throwing that earlier. Rear leg straight left hand. Nice job.
Atkins went down briefly, popped right back up. That one caught him by surprise.
I don't agree with that, shooting the takedown from there. Although Mike just grabbed him, he ducked underneath him and swung him around and brought him down. Looks like Campbell's got his back. He's got 1 hook in. He's trying to get the 2nd. Atkins did a nice job of scrambling out, and
may have a standing guillotine. I don't know if he's got it in deep.
It's not in deep. He have his hands clenched up together, but he would look like he was going for it, Mike. You're right. Now you can see Atkins right now. He's going to go for that. He's going to go for a double leg or switch to the single. Mike might have a better grip on that. No, he's going to try to. He looked like he was trying to get a better grip on the choke, and now he's going to attack his back.
Trying to get that grip, Scott. And like you said,
both fighters, nice job transitioning. As Mike was going down, he hit Atkins' back leg to transition. Atkins did a great job of getting right back up as well.
Some nice exchanges to open the 3rd round. And here we are now, 3:40 to go. Mike Campbell pressed against that cage. Both fighters just trying to clinch here at this point.
Right.
Campbell trying to lift that knee into the midsection of Atkins, and they're going to break it up here.
Veteran referee and Dan Magliotta.
And that's what the fans want to see, too. They want to see these guys trade blows, and they'll get their chance here in the final 3.5 minutes of round number 3. Campbell flipping between the left, or rather right jab and the overhand left. Working those legs kicks, mixing everything in. He's had a strong game plan, and he's executed it from the start. And the biggest thing I'd say about Mike Campbell is he hasn't been predictable.
That is a huge benefit. When you cannot, when you're your opponent can't put his finger on what you're doing next. That's a huge, huge benefit, and I don't think enough fighters do it. And that's why you mix up your hands and your feet and your knees. You know, you shoot the takedown. That's exactly what he's been doing. I might not agree with it, but it's Mikey's game plan. Nice takedown by Adkins. Campbell doing a good job trying to scramble right now as Adkins trying to pass. And it looks like Mike's got one hook in for the butterfly. Double overs, and he's going to try to sweep him with that butterfly, and he gets it.
Nice
well
job by
done,
Mike Campbell.
well done.
Back to his feet, 2.5 to go in the third and final round. Atkins had that takedown, but the glory was short-lived.
Sure was. And again, they're two high-level, skilled fighters like this. This is what's going to happen. We saw it when Saul and Keita fought. You know, up and down, transition.
As you've noticed throughout this card here on DirecTV pay-per-view, none of the fighters overwhelmed by the moment. All veterans in the cage tonight, and they've shown it in front of a worldwide audience.
Yeah, these are the best guys you're going to find, and you can see it in the fights themselves. Hasn't been one dud tonight. There hasn't been one mismatch tonight. Again, give credit to Jimmy Birchfield and CES and matchmaker Pat Sullivan for putting together such an incredibly competitive card.
Atkins trying to punch his way out of this clinch. Campbell trying to do the same. 1.5 minutes to go in the final round. We'll see if they can get back to the center of the cage, Scott.
Spinning rear elbow, really complicated. Michael just kind of dish-ragging, incredible slam right there.
Picks up Atkins and just slams him to the ground.
He's got one hook in. He looks, Mike's riding his back. What he has to do is get an over-under from the top so he doesn't fall off the top of the back. Which means like one arm under, one arm over his shoulders.
Is that right arm?
That's exactly
his posture. Yeah.
His left arm is underneath, almost as an underhook, so he doesn't fall off.
Yeah, he's got to get that over the top, like you said.
Now his right arm can hold the ground, or grab his own arm and lock that in around the head, and that'll allow you to hang up there. Nice short punches by Campbell. Dows the rear naked choke. He's trying to attack.
Tremendous balance by Mike Campbell.
Mike Campbell looks like he's got that rear naked. He's trying to sink it. Now he's got double hooks. Again, maintaining the over-under so he doesn't get taken down. Adkins tried to roll out of that. Campbell transitions very quickly. Atkins has 2-on-1, defending the rear naked choke very, very well. Campbell again looking to attack the back of the choke. You see him throw punches here. You see Mike throw some punches to try to loosen him up. Bringing him right back down to his back. Rear naked again. Campbell's trying very hard.
Locked in, Scott. He's got 10 seconds.
I don't know if he's going to be able to finish it in 10 seconds. And there's the punches to finish this round. Very good finish from Mike Campbell.
Atkins hangs on, but Campbell finishes strong in the third and final round, almost getting the submission. I would say an exceptional performance down the stretch by Mike the Beast Campbell.
I think that's a fantastic fight for both fighters, but you can see right there where Campbell, especially as the fight wore on, was able to impose his game plan and impose his will a lot more as the fight went on.
I think you saw Mike Campbell throw everything except the kitchen sink at GEMIYALE Adkins tonight.
Can you use the kitchen sink? Because he would have.
He would have if he could have. He used leg kicks. He used the jab. He used the straight left. Even tried to go for the choke at the end. He did say before the fight he wanted to get a submission at one point in his career. Doesn't get it tonight, but it looks like he's going to get his 12th win if all holds up on the scorecards. A great performance by Mike the Beast Campbell and a valiant effort by GEMIYALE Adkins in his debut at 155. Definitely a tough customer.
Oh, absolutely a tough customer, and maybe he's got to leave those predictions. Leave those predictions in your mind and
leave them to the big boys, right? Not
quite out your mouth. You know, and I don't know if that's my style. Some guys will say that, but it's tough thing. You're putting that pressure on yourself when you say that out loud to try to knock somebody out.
All right, let's send it down to Bill Carpenter for the official score.
Ladies and gentlemen, having completed the scheduled distance of 3 5-minute rounds, let's go to the scorecards for your official decision. All three judges, Pat Avery, Wayne Lima, and Dave Ginsburg, score the bout identically, 30-27, for your winner, by unanimous decision, Mike the Beast Campbell.